So for this one, we have an x divided by negative 4. Now, we know, just right now, since we do see division there with the fraction line, that's a division sign, that means I'm going to need to make a 1. Now, usually I take that negative 4 and be like, well, we just divide it by itself. Yeah, but we're already dividing as part of the problem there. So I'm going to use the principle of equality, but I'm going to make this a 1x. Maybe not in the way that you'd think. So what's going to happen here is we're going to go back to fraction multiplication a little bit. The truth is, I'm not really going to show the fraction multiplication in the beginning, because in order to make that negative 4 a 1, which I do want, I would take it and then I would multiply x, the whole part of x divided by negative 4, and just multiply it by negative 4. Now again, I put that negative 4 there on the right, which means I would also need to put it on the left as well. And is that going to make 1? Yes, it is. I usually show that the 1 just kind of diagonal like this. It is a 1, it's just, I've crossed them out with a 1. And that's where this one comes from. Well, how does that work? Well, here's how it works, is we had x divided by negative 4. What I did is I multiplied it by 4, and again, you don't really, well, I multiplied by negative 4, like this. And I'm specifically putting it right there because it would be negative 4 over 1, which if we were to use cross simplification, I could say, well, you know what, this the negative 4s, I can simplify by dividing them both by negative 4. And then, well, that would be a 1 right there. And then this also would be a 1. Now, really, all I got is x times 1 and then a 1 times 1. X over 1 would be x, or 1x, either way. And you could say that's the 1x right there. I don't like to show that in here because it's a lot more work than I like to do, and it tends to confuse people. So, if we can just understand, if you have it divided by negative 4, in this case, then you just multiply by negative 4, again, on both sides. And then you'll have your answer. So we need to do the multiplication, and, well, it's a negative times a positive, so that'll be a negative. Then we got to do 37 times 4. So 4 times 7 is going to be 28. Carry the 2. 4 times 3 is 12, but add the 2 is 14. So it ends up being negative 148. That should be our solution. We can double check by taking 37 and making sure that it equals x over negative 4. We just found that the x should be negative 148. So this should end up being 37, and it's two negatives being divided, so we know the answer will be a positive, and we can show the division. So that'll be 148 divided by 4. 4 will not go into 1, but it will go into 14 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. We got 2 left over in the tens, drop to 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. Nothing remaining. So we end up with 37. That is a true statement, just like we expected. And so of all the values that could have been false, we found the one that was true. So we did find the solution.